Drop a like on the video if you guys are enjoying PGA Tour 2K25. I know I am. I know I got the game a little bit later than some of y'all, and I was hooked from this moment right here in the first look demo when I dropped this Albatross in my very first round. As somebody who loves the game of golf and has historically played and loved a lot of the different golf games in the past, I wanted to check out this new 2K25 game, and I've been having a lot of fun. And on this new Archetype that I made, we're driving par 4s, we're dropping bombs on the green, but I want to show you guys the Archetype, why I upgraded it the way I did, just give you guys a little bit of an update, so let's get right into it. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy JD, and I'm back with another PGA Tour 2K25 update for you. I want to show you guys the Archetype build that I am working with right now. As you can see, we're just out on the range testing out the new driver with some of the new fittings and some of the different upgrades and stuff we've got to go along with it. And man, we're hitting some bombs with this build. Again, you can see some of the distance here. We're getting decent distance, and this is not a powerhouse build. So without further ado, let's head over to the builder. I'm going to show you the build that I am using. I'm going to show you why I did it the way that I did and why I upgraded certain things the way I did. And then I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about what my plan is for PGA Tour 2K25, some of the content I want to bring to you guys. So if this video does help you out or you're interested in rocking with me, don't forget to drop a like on this video. Subscribe if you're new so you do not miss any of my PGA 2K25 content. And without further ado, let's head over to the builder, check out my build. Let's go. Alright, so first things first, we are going to create our player. I've already got mine, but just showing some of you new players where we can get into this. You can either do a full customization, you can see all the different presets, everything you see here. What we're basically just focusing on right now is going to be the different type of archetypes. And now you can see we've got like 5 different types of archetypes. You got your greenskeeper, your powerhouse, your technician, your sculptor, and your magician builds. Now each set of builds, or each build comes with its own, set of strengths and weaknesses and everything like that. You can see up at the top, below the description there, you see that, for example, the magician, the strength is recovery shots and the weakness is putting. Obviously with a build like powerhouse, you're going to know that the strength is going to be the distance, and then the weakness will be the swing difficulty and all of that stuff. Now within each one of these builds comes customizable things. You can see these are your starting points for each one of these numbers. Now you can use your XP points to be able to upgrade each of these to kind of make the build a little bit your own. Now the first build I did have, and I think I mentioned this in my first video, I do have a powerhouse build. I started playing on it for a little while and then realized that I'm still quite a bit of a casual into this game. So he's like a 78 or 9 overall. We didn't put a ton of VC on him. It was the day one build, my JD DeChambeau build that I made. I wanted to test this build out and see what it was like. I'm going to come back to that build after we get 90 overall on my current build. We're going to either respec it or just create a new one. And I have some ideas that I want to do, and I think we can definitely have some fun with this build, with it having the correct attributes in the right points. We might do things a little bit different. If any of you will follow me from the 2K world, you guys know I don't strictly like to make the meta type builds. I like to have a little bit of fun, so don't be surprised to see me on some of these other builds here, trying things out, seeing what we can do, moving some different attributes around and what types of scores we can do. Now for all of you kind of looking for your a starter build, if you're a casual like me, and this build has kind of been all over the 2K25 world right now, is the technician build. Obviously you can see the strength is the swing difficulty. Weakness is going to be the carry distance, but being the casual, adjusting to the new Evo swing and all of that type of stuff, obviously having a little bit easier swing, path, rhythm, all of that type of stuff is going to go a long ways. So this is ultimately the build that I chose to make. Like I said, I kind of put my own little spin on it. I think some other people are doing something similar to this. As you can see, it lacks in power, but there's some things we can do there. We can tweak it to make it, a really nice, solid build. And like I said, this is going to be the build I'm going to use first to get to 90 overall. And then we'll start playing around a little bit. By the time we get to that point, I have a little bit of understanding of the swing and everything like that. Like I said, I think we're going to go back to the powerhouse build. We're going to make some adjustments to it, and definitely we're going to have some fun, and I'll have some interesting videos for you guys as well. So let's head over to my build right now. I'm going to show you some of the tweaks and stuff I did to my technician to build, to call it my Power Tech build, and without further ado, let's head over there. Alright, so here are my two builds. You can see right now we got my Bryson J. DeChambeau build. He's only a 79 overall, like I said. I played on him quite a bit, but I didn't put a ton of VC into him. I wanted to get a good feel for the game and everything like that before I started sticking too much into these builds and everything. As you know, obviously you got to buy the VC, or you can earn it. You can see we're level 51, so we were able to earn a decent amount of VC and get some nice little, you know, quests and things to go along with it. But you can see my new build that I made is the Technician. We're a level 32 right now. Just turned 86 overall, which means once we get to 85 overall, we got a few nice little tweaks and bonuses and different things like that. So we're going to go ahead and go back into our player here. Let me show you where we are at currently. If we go into the player progression screen, you can see right now where we are sitting on this build is an 86 overall. We're a level 32, so we've played a little bit on this thing. Again, I didn't have the game ahead of time. I actually bought it a handful of days after it came out, so I'm still playing catch up to some of y'all who have been in the game for a few weeks now and everything. So, you know, let me find my way, let me catch my rhythm and everything like that. And you know, like I said, if you're expecting to see top level gameplay, then you probably came to the wrong place. If you're a casual like I am though, and you want to see someone have a little bit of fun on the game and try some new things and everything like that, like I said, if you came from the NBA 2K world, you know I'm not afraid to try things, try different builds, try things out. So we're definitely going to do that. So what did I do with this build? As you remember, with this build, the power on it started out as like a 42. So what I did is I went ahead and just about fully maxed out my power. One thing I wanted to have, I like nice round numbers. So I wanted my contact to be at an 80. So I upgraded my contact, and then by doing that, I was able to max out my power at a 62 overall. As you can see down in the bottom right hand side, it says our driver distance is a 285. You're probably thinking, man, that's pretty nice for only having 62 power. Well, I'll show you a couple of things we did here to tweak that to get that increased. You see we do have 18 additional AP points we can work with right now. And I think what I'm probably going to end up doing with those, we're going to move up our shaping, we're going to move up our rhythm. You know, we're mainly going to focus on these areas here, the swing path, the shaping, and the rhythm. I think our transition is pretty solid. We might throw a little bit into recovery, but if you guys have seen you know, some of these other videos and things that people are testing out and stuff like that, unless they make some tweaks to this right now, these three things right here are going to be where you're going to want to put a majority of your attribute points. Again, obviously some of this stuff over here, you know, the transition, recovery, correction, it's somewhat important, but again, the rhythm, the shaping, and the swing path, especially for those of you who are new, is going to be where you're going to want to focus your attribute points. Like I said, we put our power up to a 62. And then on the putting too, that's another one that I'm still a little bit iffy on right now. I feel like I want to put some points in here and maybe get these up into like the mid 50s, but I don't think I'm going to do anything too crazy. You can, you know, see we can get some of these points up here. I don't think I'm going too crazy as far as some of my putting stats go for right now. You know, if at a later date we find out, you know, that it's more worth it, maybe we'll come back and we'll respec it and we'll do something different there. But you can kind of see where I'm working at right now. We've got our contact maxed out, we've got our power maxed out. You know, we're working on some of these other attribute points. As far as my skill tree looks like, you can see we put a few points into here. We've earned some of these skills. We've got the basic tee shots. You know, we've earned the stinger and the choke tee shot, which I don't have either one of them equipped yet. Again, I'm still trying to master the basic tee shot before I get too far into some of this other stuff. You can see some of the other things we have here. We're going through, and one of the things I probably did on these, I kind of got ahead of myself again before I started learning more about this. Probably didn't need some of these extra branches here on these, like you see the approach right here, or the pitch shot here. You know, if you're looking to save on some of your skill points, you know, this one over here and this one, the approach and the pitch as well, you know, just unlock the ones that are able to unlock the next, you know, item along the tree here, and then come back and fill in these other ones. I think that's probably the way to go. You can see I made the same mistake on some of these over here too. I'm just starting to work on the punch shot and the flop shot, the super flop, or whatever you'd like to call it. So, you know, we can do some of those types of things. The bunker, you can see we got the splash, and then right now we also have the blast shot, the green. I don't really use either one of these right now. Just the basic putt right now is all I'm really doing. And then you see we just recently unlocked the tie spinner, so I've only had that for a handful of rounds now. I'm definitely going to check this one out. This is a shot I like to use a lot, you know, in real life, so I'm definitely interested to see how this shot works as far as the gameplay and stuff goes with it. So those are what I'm working with currently. For those of you who are looking for an update on my build right now, this is the current setup for it. let's go back. I'll show you my golf bag and what I was talking about and how we got those that driver up to the spot that it is. These are the clubs that I'm working with. I'm still working with all the 2K clubs, except for the fact that I did get the Mizuno wedges in a Quest. Actually bought this putter day one just because I like the Spider putter, and I didn't realize, you know, maybe as much as it is I should have, that a lot of this is just cosmetic. I thought maybe getting a tailor-made putter or getting a different putter was going to add some significance to it, but it didn't. So that's what we're rocking and we're working with right now. But you can see the driver, we've got it leveled up a little bit for this specific build. And if we go to the upgrades here, you can see what we did is we put 3 power cores on here, where we're at right now with this, which has taken our driver distance from like a 268 or 270 up to a 285, and I fully intend to use 2 more power cores on each of these spots as we continue to evolve this, which will give us, again, we'll be up to 78 when we add this one, and then up to an 82 power. We'll be up in that close to 290 range with our driver on this technician build. That's why I'm calling it my power tech build, and maybe that's kind of the meta, whatever, but again, this was kind of what I had in mind again from day one when I was starting this build. This is what I was going to do, was max out my power as much as I could. Now, one thing I do want to test, like I said, I want to go back to that powerhouse build when I get to 90 overall on this one. I want to maybe respec my powerhouse build and completely max out my power, and then come in here with my driver and put some of these power fittings on here, and maybe we'll just have some fun, and we'll just see how far we can launch that bad boy, and just like I said, just try to have some fun on the game. It is a video game at the end of the day. You are supposed to have a little bit of fun. So as we continue to move along and progress, we'll continue to upgrade some of these. Maybe eventually as we either earn them through the quest, or maybe at some point once we, like I said, we earn a little bit more VC and we're able to max our player out and we've got some extra VC to work with, we will change some of these different things around. So that's kind of where I'm working at right now as far as my build goes. Some of the different the way I've set it up, some of the different clubs, fittings, my whole philosophy for how I decided to build, my Fluff McGee. I'm going to call it my Power Tech build. Again, I plan on fully bringing you guys some gameplay. Maybe we'll do some like online match play, or we'll get in a group with some of my buddies and we'll go out and play some 2v2. We'll have some fun like that. But like I said, if you're a casual, this is the place to be. Like I said, I'm kind of new to the PGA Tour community, but definitely not new to the game of golf. Golf is probably my first love when it comes to sports and things like that. So I definitely plan on being here for the duration of 2K25, the golf game, as long as it's interesting to me and as long as I'm still having fun. So if you are looking for that type of content, don't forget to drop a like on this video here, subscribe so that you see more of the content going forward, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.